What's good, everyone? So, fasting. Yep, believe it or not, fasting doesn't always have to do with food, but you're in fact acknowledging to God that you can go a certain amount of time without something, which is why I chose music, and specifically secular music. Now, yes, there is nothing wrong with secular music, but just remember 1 Corinthians chapter 10, 31. Whether you eat, whether you drink, whatever you do to honour God. So pretty much, you just want a happy medium between both. You hear people in the fitness industry talking about calories, having a 70-30 approach. In other words, 70% of your calories should be healthy, 30% could be whatever you want. The numbers aren't really that important. The point is to do more good, to have a happy medium, and to do more good than bad. Why do we even need to fast in the first place? Simple. Because the Lord did it. And if you're a follower of Christ, you ought to be an imitator of Christ. Hashtag Ephesians 5 verse 1. And also, when Jesus was tempted, and after all three temptations, he replied, "It is written." So if anything, whether or not you want to fast, or even something you want to remember when you're next tempted, that it is crucial that you use scripture to back up or defend yourself. And also the third and final temptation, Jesus answered, "Away with you, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only you shall serve." And on top of that, that's very synonymous with James 4 and 7. Submit yourself fully to the Lord. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Yes, those words were written several years ago. Regardless, it is still a promise that remains to this very day. And just two things that made this fasting, which for the record was a week period. The first thing that made it easy was to remember of John 15 verse 5. "I am the vine, and you are the branches. He that abides in me, and I in him, the same brings forth much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing." I remember coming across that verse years ago, and someone used the analogy of a charger and a handheld device. Yes, for a short period of time, depending on how full you filled up the battery's capacity, your handheld device will still work, but since it's not drawing any more electric into itself, eventually it'll stop working. Honestly, I could not have done it if I hadn't known that verse. And on top of that, the reason why I chose to fast from secular music in the first place is because I was back the whole happy medium kind of thing. I was listening to way more secular music than I was listening to music that honours God. And on top of that, in case you haven't realised, when you listen to secular music, yes, it does give you a buzz feeling in your head when you're listening to it, but it immediately fades away straight after you stop listening to music. But when you listen to music that honours God, all the promises within those songs, it just makes you feel way more happier for the rest of the day, more or less. And another thing that made it easier was starting early. I chose to fast from secular music from Monday to Sunday, but I made that decision on the previous Saturday, and chose to refrain from listening to secular music from then. And if anything, yes, we're in February. It may as well be relatively too late to come up with New Year's resolutions. But even for next year, you might want to start thinking about it November/December, and it'll make life way more easier for your New Year resolutions. Alright everyone, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Now, if you're new around here, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and feel free to comment. And that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching. God bless.